Okay, I'm just throwing some research videos together while I'm doing some fucking around. Um, the imagery is everywhere. This should be easy for people to see now. I have my days today. I'm a little tired of being fucking dicked around by all the religious fucking nonsense. Um, so I started getting texts last night about. Let's see if I can tell you today's date. That might even help. Let's say the 2nd. October 2nd. So what did everybody text me about? What were people texting me about? Let you think about it for a second. Yeah, asteroids. So the fucking asteroids are coming. The huge fucking asteroids coming so close to the Earth and blah 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 blah. Fucking bunch of shit. So full of shit. Everybody. And these are people who know that I'm neither heliocentric, geocentric. I don't believe in none of your bullshit. So why even bother? Why are you wasting my fucking time? Are people distracting me with such nonsense? I don't fucking know. Listen, what I'm trying to give you all is not a distraction. What I'm giving you is the path, the final fucking path. This is the final path. You're going to know the truth about everything. You'll be able to see it all with your own eyes. You will understand, no matter what model you represent, no matter what model you defend, if you go and look with your eyes, the things that I'm showing you guys, it doesn't seem like that because I'm just one fucking douchebag out there among billions of people. So how could I possibly know? How could I possibly see it? I don't fucking know. All I know is I see it. So now that I see it, I want to share it with you all. So I'm very aware of being distracted, okay? So when all these things are pouring in, did I go the right way? Yeah. So when all these things are fucking coming in on my text about asteroids, matrix, angels, all these different shit, I have to try to entertain it a little bit because I have to conversate with people. I can't be selfish and just have everybody listen to me and me not listen to anybody else and give anybody else time of day. I get that. That's why when people have reasonable questions or reasonable objective thoughts, I will put them into play. Kind of like with Rick from A Tripping Sponge. Rick from A Tripping Sponge had some thoughts that I agreed with. I'm still looking for them. Along with my body imagery, I am also researching to find why feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. And the more and more I think about it, birds, when they're seen, when I see a bird's face, because you're never going to see a bird's whole body, birds can go right into the fucking rodent category the more I think about it. I don't even have to be afraid of seeing birds. I don't even have to confirm their beaks or anything anymore. If I see a bird, it goes right into the fucking rodent category. It's a flying rodent. So things are so much simpler than we all make them out to be. Now there's still a shitload. I mean, I don't know how many billions of other species that are still missing from this imagery. And even birds themselves, if I put them in the rodent category, fine. Then rodents are seen quite often. They're on the list. Feline, rodent, I changed the order around. Feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. Yeah. So I wanted to say a few things about the asteroids, okay? Fucking asteroids. So what I was texting back at first was I was kind of being a little bit of a dick, and I'm telling people, yeah, I know about the asteroids. I've heard about these things that they say are asteroids. Now, I don't want to get into a big, long discussion, so I just give it to them quick and easy and good. Yep, I also know about Nibiru is going to hit us, the sun is going to hit us, the asteroids are going to hit us and knock us all out, and I know all those stories. I gave them a few other examples. I have to look at my phone. So pretty silly, pretty fucking silly. So then they start getting back to me, one's, okay, it's a fishbowl. I understand. I mean, I compare it myself to a light bulb, so a fishbowl works fine too. But a fishbowl doesn't have the light so a light bulb seems a little closer on mark than a fishbowl. Others say snow globe, picture a snow globe. No, don't picture a snow globe either, because it's not a snow globe. If anything, picture a light bulb. It works like a light bulb. It has a filament like a light bulb. It has all the same energy of a light bulb. It's a light bulb. So let's not compare it to other fucking bullshit stories, okay? Until I find a better comparison that will look and be able to see what I'm talking about. And we are able to see everything that I'm talking about. The electromagnetic nanocarbon system is not a matrix. It's not a matrix, because I got a couple people that are telling me that, and they've got all kinds of movie theories and shit they read in the books and everything, and none of it's provable. Everything that I'm showing you guys and telling you guys about, you can go see it for yourself. It's all provable. Anytime I'm theoretical about anything, like for example, the canine, the feline canine ape rodent human and beast, it's the same thing, see if I'm getting pulled over here. So feline canine rodent ape human and beast, same shit, over and over and over again, and that's provable. You can go out and see this. I've got 1,000 videos of this over and over and over again. When we hit the moon, the shit that I'm doing in the moon and showing you guys the imagery in the moon should blow people away. It should blow all the shit that I'm showing all you guys should fucking blow your minds. I'm asking you not to let it blow your minds. Don't think of it as any big deal at all. Matter of fact, don't even second guess it. Just go look for yourself and stop. The only second guesses you're giving yourselves about any of the shit I'm showing you, whether it's the imagery in the lightning, the imagery in the stones, the trees, the rocks, the mountains, the ice, the snow, all these things over the past year that I brought you in on and showed you, it's the same imagery over and over and over again. The only reason you can deny it is because of all the brainwashing, all the dumbing down that we've gone through. Once you drop all that, you'll be able to see it with your own eyes. You won't have to believe in angels or matrices or any other shit, and we can put it together, the reality of it from there. There's nothing scary about it. It's much, much simpler. There's no fear of asteroids hitting us or space aliens coming in from Mars. Oh, that's another one I kept throwing back at them too. I kept saying, Tesla car went to Mars, coming back with some Mars dust. I like using that little analogy a lot of times. I think it's pretty funny, that they send a Tesla car to fucking Mars. And then, everybody comes up with the conspiracy stories. Oh, they're going to say that, the Tesla car bumped into a fucking Mars ship and they're following back to Earth, and they'll have who the fuck knows? They're all full of shit anyway about everything. So if they're full of shit about the weather, and they're not even telling you the truth about the fucking weather, you think, nothing. There's no truth anywhere with any of it. It's all bullshit. Fucking ridiculous, man. I'll drop something off, and then I'll finish this story with time. Only 8 minutes in. So, trying to be fair about things and let other people, throw their opinions and stuff and have conversations with them. Trying not to just call them lying motherfuckers straight out, but trying to nicely explain things that, it's possible we've been lied to about all this shit, and they go along and say, yes, we know everything's a lie and blah, blah, blah. Well, if everything is a lie, you're not really believing that everything is a lie, because you still believe that the Matrix is the real system. So or you still believe that what they taught you in church was somehow beneficial to any reality or equal to any kind of reality, and it wasn't. And we're trying to find the little bits and pieces of truth throughout these things. And we know all history was a fucking lie, but yet you believe that Pearl Harbor was not, and the bombing of Hiroshima, and different things that, or whatever it's called, Hiroshima. All these different things that happened throughout history. So we don't even know for sure. You know what I mean? It's not like we're ever going to prove it. You just have to know one way or another, and that's called a belief, because we weren't there. We were there for 9/11, right? But yet you have to argue with 6.8 billion people about how it all went down, what went down, and there's only a few 100,000 amongst 6.8 billion, only a few 100,000 who know that in their hearts that their story doesn't make any fucking sense, therefore we're not believing it. But we still don't have any answers to what the real story was, the exact real story. So, you got to pick one. Which one do I most likely believe in? There's no way. There's no way to prove it all. So just know that it's all a fucking lie. Every bit of it. The school system, the medical system, the fucking pharmaceuticals. We can go down every road and path. It's a waste of my time. The drugs, the drugs, pharmaceuticals, or street drugs, whatever. It's all, who's bringing in the drugs? Is it Afghanistan and our government's letting the drugs come through the door? Of course they are. Everything's all controlled. It's all fucking controlled. The doctors, oh my God, it seems like the doctors get people addicted to these drugs. Yeah, no shit. And then you got to battle with the other side who says, no, these drugs are beneficial, and what would we do without the medical system? And they say all their bullshit stories, and it's an argument back and forth. You can't. It's all just distractions. All just distractions. Not that these things don't come true, not that they're not really happening in real life. Like, for example, a war. We go to war, people do die, people do come back all fucked up. That's not the lie. The lie is that there's a reason for the war, a real reason in the first place. That would be bypassing our mirror neuron, taking more from life than what we need. Something I've been looking into for many, many years now, 12 years I think now. And I found that's the mirror neuron manipulator that allows us to even do that in the first place, but can't talk to nobody about these things because of the fucking mirror neuron manipulator alone. Because it just gives us the permission that we need to lie to ourselves and accept our lies. We're way too intelligent of a creature to believe any of our own bullshit. We really are. That's what got me looking for that. I needed the answer to that. How could this be? How could 6.8 billion fucking... I didn't know we were zombie slaves at the time. When I wrote the book, it was, how do these 6.8 billion people all come together on all this nonsense and just go along with it, So right now, and it's all programming. That is what I learned. It's all programming. We were all programmed with this shit. So as I speak, they're laying down a sidewalk at our local firehouse in our town. I don't know, 10 grand probably. It was like $10,000, $15,000 job. Nice job. And the sidewalk is to go and lead up, make a path leading to a piece of metal that was supposedly saved from 9/11. Now, it's got to be only symbolic according to the government policies themselves, according to what took place, and after the 9/11 incident, I don't want to call it an attack, after the 9/11 incident, that steel was all supposedly taken and melted down and immediately destroyed and put into a safe place as contamination, whatever, right? That's what we were all told, the conspiracy whacks and others. And even the conspiracy whacks, nobody really, right off the bat, knew 9/11 was a fuck job. I don't think the awakening even really started for most people until after that, because I was still buying into all that shit myself even back then. It took a year or two, and then a couple things happened. You hear a couple things programmed, I'm sure, I hear them in television shows or whatever, probably, and then And then from there, I go and start researching. I'm like, yeah, that's true. That don't make any fucking sense. How did it fall at free fall speed? Yeah, that's true. Only these two buildings even got hit. So why did the third building fall? And you hear the reasoning behind it, and it's like weird. And then that takes you from there to some of the school shootings you believed in over the years, and some of the other ones that you realize, oh my God, I can't believe I believed that. I cried for fucking over a year when that happened. You know, we all did. Everybody did. For whatever, you know, incident. And then you start realizing they're all bullshit. And you're like, oh, fuck, I can't believe it. Then you start going back in time and you start studying all the histories that you were taught in school, and you start realizing, oh, fuck, they were all lies. Holy fuck. That's true. It doesn't make any sense. How do all these planes make it to Pearl Harbor and do this without any warning from anybody up front? You know, in other words, ship, other planes, radar, anything. How does nobody know that all these planes are coming to bomb the shore? Bullshit. You know, this is bullshit. So you don't have to look for the rest of the fucking lies. Just stop right there. It was a lie, because that would never happen ever. So even back then, you know, go watch some old shows, some old television shows, and you'll see that even they were using fucking Morse code with their little dee 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 dee. So they would have got the message up there. So today is an awesome day to be collecting fucking clouds. All the people who are texting me are telling me about space aliens, telling me about Matrix, Keanu Reeves. I'm joking when I say that. They're not talking about Keanu Reeves. I say that because they are talking about things that were put out to us and programmed into our minds via those movies, television shows and stuff. So it's a Matrix for them. You know, the Star Wars adventurers and Star Trek adventurers, they're out there. They're under the heliocentric model. They think everything's in blown outer space. It's unbelievable, man. And then, of course, just little dabs of religion among all of it. Because even the people that go with Star Wars point out that it's all hidden biblical, you know, secrets that you're being allowed to know throughout these books and movies, and you're being able to see them through the Star Wars movie. Don't you know that Darth Vader actually represents Jesus Christ in those movies, and he represents Christ and all these different things, and he became the dark one, and they got all these fucking stories. That was all programming. That was all programming. So, the light's not on. No. Fucking cops are grabbing everybody around here. Like, end of the year quota, I guess. So yeah, they're not able to grab even the imagery that I'm getting you now. What I'm doing here is so easy, guys. Everybody, girls, whatever, whoever's watching these. This is how simple it is, you know. And I make some mistakes sometimes. Like the other day, I was doing videos and I kept doubling up the filter. If I don't go in front of the computer for a while, or I don't do something for a while, I forget. It comes back to me real quick, and then I'll stop doing it. Like doubling up the filters. If I got a filter on outside, like I do now, I have a yellow filter. Don't really want to double up with another filter when I go inside and start looking at this on the PC, really. That one filter is good enough, and I make that mistake myself doing that, but oh well, live and learn. Live and learn sometimes 3, 4, 5 times over. I'll say too that the other day, 2 weeks, I was going to tell this girl this morning. I'll text her when I text her back. I'll tell her this one too. She's texting me about the moon having triangles in front of them. People are reporting in Pennsylvania and all this different. I don't even fucking bother going and looking and listening. I don't pay attention to none of that shit anymore. People, you can see it all shit with your eyes. It's all okay. It's an electromagnetic nanocarbon system. They can fuck with the atmosphere and play with the atmosphere any which way they want. I mean, who's they? They is us. They is we. That's the part nobody wants to believe. People want to believe that it's angels, it's demons, it's fucking God, it's Satan, it's the Matrix. No, it's you. It's all you. You're ignoring everything that I'm fucking telling you. You won't go look for yourselves. You're ignoring it. It's you. It's us, we, all of us together. We ignore this shit and we won't pay attention. We won't open our fucking eyes. We refuse to. No matter how awake we claim to be, everyone's refusing to look. So, no, it's not a matrix. It's not a God. It's not a Satan. It's not any of those things. We only have those terminologies for me to use sometimes when I'm trying to show or explain things that may be true. But that's not what it is, and you can see it all with your eyes. So I texted her back last night, and I said, she said, are you outside? Are you seeing any of this? I said, I am outside because I'm testing out a new lens. I'm trying to show people the light in the east and the west. Because people, for some reason, cannot go outside and look for themselves. I don't get it. But for years now, this light that I talk about, it used to be the heavy northeast and the heavy southwest. I'll say it again. I talk about it in most of my videos as I go along. 12, 13 years ago now, it was in my heavy northeast and my heavy southwest. I was arguing with people about it, or what is it, what's going on. They were telling me it's towns, it's a town's over or whatever. No, it's not making any sense. Anyway, I left it alone. A couple of years clicks by, it's gotten a little further. So I start mentioning this to people. No one else sees it. It's just me. It's my imagination. I'm a nut job. And all these mirror neuron manipulators and things I talk about, they don't want to hear about it. Then a few more years pass and I'm watching it go further and further in my horizon on both sides, filling up my east, filling up my west. Then after a little while, by that point I didn't say nothing to anybody. Once in a while, if somebody acted interested, I'd scare them away by talking about it. Noticing at that point, started noticing a lot of weird shit happening with the moon. Went and bought myself a new telescope, because I hadn't had a telescope in years at that point. So I don't know, that was probably 8 to 10 years or whatever. That was already. All this was all going on at the time, and then as the years clicked by, today, actually let me go back a year. Back to a year ago, it was my entire east and my entire west. And as I started putting together my new models, the models I was stealing from other people actually and making them my own. But I love their ideas of the models. I think I can prove most of the models, so I started building that model. So, which now is 8 models later. That was 8 models ago, maybe more. Anyway, I go into those models and I notice this light in east and west starts making sense to me. So I say, okay, so if this is the model, then this would make sense if the veil's being lifted, showing us. This is again when I thought the light and the power was outside the veil. It's not. It's in here with us. It's a light bulb. It's not, there's no power on the outside. There is no plasma outside the fucking veil. That's all religious and Brian Austin Lambert kind of brainwashing shit I took. Illuminati, Freemason, brainwashing, whatever. Which leads me to another thing that I'll say. It's already 24 minutes. One of the girls that I'm working with, turns out has a pretty successful YouTube channel. And she didn't tell me nothing about it, and I confronted her about it. She denies that it's hers, but more I'm looking at it, more I'm listening, it's definitely her channel. She has a very successful YouTube channel. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. So, anyways, all these things, the inconsistencies with the moon and the heliocentric model and what the moon was doing. Okay, so flash forward. All of a sudden, I started noticing going, and I guessed it first. That was the great thing about it. If you go back and look at my early videos, if you can handle them, that's me questioning that and saying, seems to me like it's going to keep going around. I'm wondering why. I understand why I don't see it in the north on this model, but I don't understand why I'm not seeing it in the south. Maybe it'll start going around into my south. So sure enough, on both sides, on the south side, not on the north side, I don't see it growing, because I don't think I can. I think I got too many mountains in my way anyways to really see if it's growing yet. And once it grows further, then maybe I will, because as it grows, it comes up higher. It comes up higher in our view over the years. Higher and longer. So that's why I was calling it the lifting of the veil. But now that I think of it as a light bulb, I'd more likely call it the crack in the light bulb, the fungus that we are, the fungus we become, the trees, all the other fungus that we let grow, all the other bio shit that we allowed to happen here, that we actually pushed into place, and that may be the end of the ages. That's how we do it every time. That may be how we up and down and come back every time we do this, and then we get a reset. They'll do a reset. They could throw the veil in the opposite direction. The veil seems very easy to control. I talk about that often. So again, I bounce around everywhere. So the other day, when I met one of these girls, they were talking about the moon and stuff too, and I was trying to show them, like I did with all of them, I'm trying to show them if the moon is nothing that we were told. Here you go. I'm going to show you all the imagery in it. Once you catch the imagery, as your eye starts, she would not look. She would not fucking look. I got videos of it actually, which is pretty good. But I don't have any permission to use them from her, and it's only vocal, but I don't think I'm going to bother anyway. I'll just talk about what she's saying when I go to do them. They're uploaded. They're on my other channel. But they're interesting because it's just like doing a street interview. They're interesting to listen to the vocals and see how people's minds are working. So what the hell was I going to say now? I'll be here a little further. Okay, so she texted me again last night about the moon, and people are showing triangles in front of the moon. Okay, people, I already explained all this. The atmosphere is controllable. So on a human scale, us, control it with sine waves. How do we control those sine waves? Well, that's easy. Cell phones, energy, our energy, our own energy from our, what you want to call a human soul or a spirit. That, whatever you want to call it, if that's the name, fine. I'm just going to stick to calling it energy, our energy. All the energy is controllable and steerable with cell towers. Cell phone towers are how we today control it. There were other ways of controlling it in the past, but this is how we control it. So we get the energy up in the atmosphere, I guess we're going to call it. Need all new terminology for everything. Everything that we do needs to have new terminology put on it. Okay, so this is going to turn into a 40-minute fucking video if I don't get this part out. And this is what I started out to talk about the whole time. This whole fucking video, this is what I wanted to talk about. Unbelievable. So as she's talking about the moon, I mentioned her the other day, and I'm going to say it again now. 2 Mondays ago, the moon came up. I think I did this in another video actually. A couple Mondays ago, the moon came up 8 o'clock in the morning. I seen the moon in my east, 8 o'clock, whatever. Seen it in my hard east. Okay, it was a moonrise, and then that means it was already coming up for a couple hours beforehand, before I even got to see it. It's the way it always is. My friends in Springfield always see it before I do. I'm always looking for it, and they're like, "Yeah, it's right there," So, anyways, watched it all day long, all fucking day. Not even intentionally, just happened to notice it out of the corner of my eye. Wasn't even purposely watching. It was a 3/4 moon. It was a weaning moon. It was a weaning moon. Yes, I did tell you about this before in an earlier video. I remember now talking about it. So you can go check and make sure I'm not bullshitting you, because the stories will match. So it was a weaning moon, 3/4, and then I lost track of it at the end of the day. Behind the mountains, trees, whatever. So maybe about 6, 7 o'clock, I lost track of it. Well, dusk came around, and like around 7, 8 o'clock at night, this moon's back in my east. Same fucking moon. Same crescent, same fucking 3/4 moon, weaning. I'm sorry, weaning, yeah. So waxing is coming on, weaning is going off, right? Something like that. So anyway, hopefully I got it right. You know what that means to the heliocentric model, people? You know what that means that 6.8 billion people don't identify with what I'm telling you? No one else seen it. No one else noticed it. Not your weathermen. Not your Scientologists. Not your Catholics, your Christians, your fucking... nobody. Not your Jehovah's didn't notice it. Your Jews didn't notice it. Your Christians didn't notice it. Come on, people. The Matrix boys didn't notice it. No, bullshit. Bullshit. When stuff like that happens and you are one person and you see something like that, that's how you know you're right. That's how you know you don't have to question any of the fucking zombies anymore. Any of their opinion means shit to me. When I can point at that the same way I'm pointing at you at these clouds right now, and I can certainly go into my fucking phone and start pointing shit out that's all right here. I mean, I see it all with my eyes. This fucking imagery is banging. Is this thing even still going? Yeah, it is. It's going to shut off on me any minute. The imagery's banging. So if I can point this out to you and I can show it to you, trace it, I circle it, fucking show it to you, show you how to go see it for yourself, and you deny it, that's how I know we're all fucking zombies. So when I get these people texting me, I like them. I hate to even be a fucking dick, but people are fucking looking at me in the parking lot. And I'm fucking yelling at the camera. This is fucking silly, man. It's fucking silly. So they tell me all your angel shit. I listen to all your shit. I've already been through all those distractions, but I'm trying to be kind about it. So I go ahead and I go along with your shit. And it's useless to me. I've already been down those roads. I'm showing you with your own eyes. You can see it all. You can see it all. It's none of those things. It's not the Matrix. It's not your God. It's not any religions that you know of. It's nothing you've ever been told. It's nothing your programs have ever... yes, they're... Okay, nano. You've heard of nano. You've heard of carbon. You've heard of electromagnetics. You've heard of these words that I'm putting to play. Electromagnetic nanocarbon. You can see it from the veil to the ground. You can see it with your own eyes. If you want to add other terminology to it that we have in our programming to describe it, fine. But I just advise strongly against any of those religions. It's not a matrix. It's not a matrix. Why are you comparing it to a matrix? And the matrix, it's all square pixels, by the way. It's not triangular shaped pixels. It's square pixels that they use, even to make the movie and the TV screen that you're watching it on and the camera that they're using. It's all square pixels. Our real true system is all triangular shapes. So if they were going to be honest with you about it, it's just like the other Bibles, every other fucking Bible, the Matrix is no different. Yeah, they're going to give you little bits and pieces of truth. Okay, there's nanocarbon involved, but it's nothing what they're showing you, and it doesn't have the capabilities or even has more capabilities than what they tell you, and they don't allow you to know anything about it. They don't show it to you for real. You're not getting to see it. What I'm showing you now is that, giving you permission, go look. You can all see it. It's all there for us. Add some contrast for yourself to your eyes. Get used to seeing it. My eyes are, today's fucking unbelievable, man. This fucking imagery's banging. If you guys aren't catching any of this, I'd fucking be shitting my pants. See if I can get the filter on. I redid my filters and they're a little... come on, man. It was fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous that these people are texting me about fucking asteroids and Darth Vader and Matrix and Keanu and fucking all this shit. It's really silly, people. Really just stupid. Come on. You can go fucking see it for yourself. You run into this asshole who can show it to you, and you can see it, and you won't even stick your eyes in the nano box. You won't stick your eyes in the EMNC box. You won't even put them up to them. Now, today's kind of a cloudy day. You wouldn't even need the EMNC box. It wouldn't even be that bad for you. You'll get some glare on your screen and shit. I'd still recommend use the EMNC box. It'll be better, but it's not as much bad as a sunny day. But not that I haven't said that to everybody already. Anyways, I mean, it's fucking silly, man. I'll be back.